Welcome to ABSA on Air. I'm Melissa,
And I'm Emily.
and we are the co-hosts for this episode. This is the podcast by animal biology students for animal biology students. In today's episode, we're thrilled to be joined by Dr. Andy Robinson, the incredible faculty advisor for the animal biology program here at Guelph.
From helping students navigate their academic journeys to being one of the most fun and approachable professors on campus, Andy does it all. We'll be diving into his insights, advice, and some fun behind-the-scenes stories. Let's get started.
Okay, Andy, so we're going to start from the top. What inspired you to become a professor in animal biology in the first place?
That's a really good question. I had no grand plan. I came to Guelph to study agriculture as a result of a summer job, and I bumbled my way through my program. I used up my extra free electives on computer science courses, and by the time I hit fourth year, I'm like, wonder how you put together computer science and animal science. And I happened to be in a lab for one of the courses, and we, back in those days, you punched cards to use the computer because I'm really old. And I was punching cards for a bunch of my friends because they didn't know how to do it. And the TA came by and said, how'd you know how to do it? Well, I took some computer courses. You did? Are you interested in genetics? You should talk to so-and-so. And I went to talk to so-and-so, and he became my master's advisor after I did a research project, and it just kind of fell into place. Yeah.
Wow.
So fourth year research project courses, if you're at all interested in anything to do with research, it's a great way to potentially find a career.
All right, our next question is, what does a typical day in your role as a faculty advisor look like?
A lot of emails. A lot of stuff is done by email now. And I know I have a reputation for being slow to answer, but I answer the ones that are most important first, and then I work my way down the list. So you can infer from that whatever you like. And obviously there's some teaching. I'm not a typical faculty member. I have a higher proportion of teaching than most folks. So I teach more. So there's a lot more teaching in my day typically than most faculty. And then there's always some committee stuff. Being the faculty advisor for animal biology also brings with it a seat on the DVM admissions committee. So I do some of that stuff. I'm on our curriculum committee also because of that. So we talk about curriculum and plan our courses in the future and things like that. So it's a little bit of everything.
That's good. Very good. And then have you been in any research recently?
My research role was reduced when my teaching went up, but we're working on a collaboration right now to do some work on dog genetics and potentially fish genetics.
Very interesting.
So that's what's sort of in the works and brewing right now.
So now on to, I guess we would say the juicier part for all of our AMBAL students, and we're going to start it off.
What are you going to ask me?
Oh, Andy, well, what kind of advice would you actually give us to students who are just starting out in the program? So all of our newbie first years coming in, or potential students who are possibly interested in applying right now?
Oh, that's a big question, surprisingly. And often I get that question from two different perspectives. So when we do the recruiting events, parents will ask me, what career does this program lead to? And of course, my short answer is, if it involves animals, you're qualified. And a lot of the students are focused on veterinary medicine and what those career opportunities offer. So one of the challenges, I think, to navigate with students coming into the program is to help everybody recognize the wide range of possibilities that the degree gives you. Many students come into the program because of wanting to be a veterinarian. It's a very easily identified career choice that involves animals, but I think once people see how many opportunities there are to work with animals in different ways, I hope that sort of opens people's eyes to, there's so many things we can do with our degree.
And I guess a little bit of a follow-up to that. So outside of research, which I know you just mentioned, what are some of the other opportunities that you suggest for students to look out for on top of just like veterinary medicine?
Well, there's a whole bunch of careers that involve animals. One of the things to keep in mind is animals always need to eat. So there are potentially wide applications and opportunities in animal nutrition, from pets all the way to livestock. And our courses set you up for all of them. Whether you have an interest in livestock or not, there's certainly a lot of pet food companies and other organizations in this area that have many potential career opportunities that involve animals. Another popular set of restricted electives for our program is the wildlife rehab courses. And a lot of students have an interest in wildlife rehab, so combining the wildlife rehab with wildlife nutrition, it opens opportunities in safari parks, zoos, things like that. So a number of our students have gone to work in those fields, those areas. And we have our department, Animal Biosciences, has connections to Disney's Animal Kingdom, Toronto Zoo, all over the place, because of former grads that are now working in those positions. There's also potentially the RVT, or registered vet tech, opportunities that can come from the degree. A lot of times, a veterinarian is front and center with clients and animals, whereas the RVTs tend to work more with the animals before the clients. And so if the animal focus is something you're interested in, then the RVT route is another potential opportunity. And there's a new RVT program coming on stream at Conestoga. I think it's this fall they're starting the first intake. My wife was involved in the design of it because she's an RVT, and so I know a bit more about that particular program. But there's a number of programs like that. What else? Oh, like I said, if there's an animal involved, you're qualified. And so the challenge is to really kind of boil it down and give you a specific list, as opposed to, just anything with an animal.
100%. Thank you so much. That was a lot of information. I think we are all going to take a while to digest that.
All right. And then how can students best prepare for a career in this field with building connections in your university?
That's a great question. I think one of the things that's happened since COVID is with more and more people thinking of trying to do things online, it takes out the people part of it. And one of the key things you can do is do networking, people to people. So I think one of the things, and it works for any scenario where students are looking for letters of reference, looking for career advice, anything like that, making connections with faculty and talking with faculty that are involved in the kinds of things they're interested in. So if you're interested in pet nutrition, talk to Dr. Shoveler and make sure she knows who you are. And that way, if there are opportunities, or if you're trying to leverage an opportunity, you can say, Dr. Shoveler, I talked to you about blah, blah, blah. Would you please write me a letter of reference? And you've got a better chance of that being successful if the person knows you, as opposed to, would you write me a letter of reference? And, if I look at the student's name and, okay, I can look you up in my course lists, but I don't recognize your name. I don't recognize you. How do I write a letter of reference when it's as generic as possible? It's like the student showed up to class and got this mark. Done. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
So if you do networking, if you talk to faculty and get really involved in the people part of your program, it's going to set you up for a stronger career opportunity set once you graduate, because you'll know more people, you'll have had the opportunity to interact with people, and the strangest things can happen in the strangest places. Mm-hmm. I was invited to drop the puck at the Aggies game last Thursday night. The men's Griffins game was the Aggies theme game, and I was invited to drop the puck. And while I was there chatting with the dean ahead of time, I found funding for a PhD student, just chatting. And that stuff doesn't happen if you aren't interacting with people. So really, there is a strong component to the people part of it that can really give you the opportunity to broaden your horizons and strengthen your career opportunities. And the friends you make while you're in university are probably some of the friends you'll keep forever. It's a lot easier to keep track of people now, but my wife and I have friends that we made while we were here in Guelph in the late 70s that we still get together with. So the people part of it is something that I think a lot of students don't realize the value of. So that would be the one thing I'd really push, is explore the people part of it. Get out, get involved, talk to faculty, talk to your classmates, get involved in like ABSA, do all that kind of stuff, because the more people you know, the more that will help your potential career opportunities.
Well, I guess we got some fun things now that we've gotten all the serious stuff out of the way. So first question is, if you could have dinner with any animal, which one would it be and why?
What's
Could
my
be like real or extinct.
Yeah.
That's tricky. There's just so many cool possibilities. But I think one of the things that we as humans think is that we're sort of at the top of the evolutionary scale on the planet, and we're not. So I think it'd be really cool to be able to talk to some of the, or communicate somehow with some of the other animals that are very, very intelligent. So whales, dolphins, gorillas, chimpanzees, something like just to see sort of what the life experiences are for different species, to be able to really communicate with them. So if that's having dinner with them, sure, let's do that.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
All right. And then our next question is, and I think you like this one, if animal biology, like the program, had a theme song, what do you think it would be?
Oh. Wow. If animal biology had a theme song. Did you ever see Zoboomafoo with the Crab Brothers?
I don't think I have.
It was on TVO. They had a really catchy little theme song about me and you and Zoboomafoo, who was a striped lemur, but a puppet striped lemur. So it would, I don't know that it's mature enough, but it certainly came to mind as something that was really a cool show about learning about animals. That was it.
You're going to have to play to one of our classes one time.
Okay, I will.
All right. And then I want to ask one more question. What is one fun fact about you that students might not know?
One fun fact about me that students might not know. Oh, I don't know. They tell too many stories in class. At least that's what the course evaluations say. I don't know. The actor that played Scotty on Star Trek lived across the road from us when I was a kid.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow. Like I assume he eventually moved once he got famous, but like.
Oh no, yeah, had to move to get famous.
Oh, okay.
So,
I see.
yeah, but
Cool.
I played with the kids from his first marriage. He got divorced once he got to California.
Oh, cool. All right, so I think that's all we have for today. Thank you so much for joining us. We do have a fun fact to just end the podcast. But did you know octopuses can solve puzzles, escape enclosures, and even play with toys? They're nature's escape artists. Very cool.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning into our second episode of ABSA on Air. Don't forget to check out our Instagram. It's at ABSA_U of G. We have so many more exciting things to come, so stay tuned.
If you have any questions or suggestions in regards to what you would like to see next from ABSA, feel free to DM us on Instagram or email us at absaUofG@gmail.com.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys!
The Boomer Foo.